Hello Wargamers, in this video we're going to continue our discussion of differences between Tau Empire for 6th edition and Tau Empire from 7th edition. And this time we will talk about heavy support and Lord of War choices. Choices for heavy support and choice for Lord of War. So for heavy support we have the options of sniper drone teams, hammerhead gunships, sky rays, and broadside battlesuits. One of the biggest changes for these guys is the fire team special rule, which allows units of 3 vehicles to gain +1 ballistic skill when firing, and that's pretty cool. As I discussed in the elite section video, I don't think you're going to want to do that. Especially because vehicles are so weak in 6th and in 7th edition 40K, in terms of durability, that is. I don't think you will want to put invest multiple vehicles into a single unit, just because then wounds carry over, and in some ways they're more vulnerable to explode, to just disappear. So I don't think the fire team special rule really is that advantageous for vehicles in the Tau Codex. You have the option of taking sniper drone teams. They have some appealing aspects to them, as they did previously, but still I don't think they're a very competitive choice. They still have the opportunity to interact with ethereals and get that extra shot for pulse weapons, which they can do a lot of damage, but they also can kind of just their damage output is somewhat variable and context specific, whereas options like broadsides are much more consistent, and if you take a broadside to a game, you're probably going to get some points back from it, whereas the drone team, it's not going to necessarily be as efficient. Hammerhead gunships, of course, the big change associated with fire team is that you can take up to 3 of them, but again, don't do it. Just say no. Just say no, guys. Yeah, other than that, there's not any type of change. Sky rays, again, no change except for fire team, and broadsides, no change. I think the most important aspect of this, again, comes in from how you'd want to field this within the context of a hunter contingent. In hunter contingents, the only way you can get a sky ray is by taking a particular formation that is, I think, 3 units of hammerheads and then 1 sky ray. Double check. Yeah, 3 units of hammerheads and 1 sky ray unit for the armored interdiction cadre, and that's the only way that you can get a sky ray into a hunter contingent without having to have like a CAD or some other detachment that you would just kind of have it there with you. And that's too bad, because the sky ray is really appealing within the hunter contingent so far that 2 Skyfire marker lights can make a big difference with coordinated firepower, right? If you have if you land those 2 marker lights on a flyer or a flying monstrous creature, you could potentially have many different units benefiting from those 2 marker lights, and that's pretty awesome. That's really good. But if you want to do that, you have to take 3 hammerheads at least, and that's a lot of points for those 2 marker lights that you're really hoping for with this guy. And so you're much better off just taking like a ton of Pathfinders or something, because statistically you'll get those two marker lights for a lot fewer points, and still have points left over for other things that are going to be more important to your list, like broadsides or riptides or ghost keels or crisis suits or whatever. And so the point economy on Skyrays has really taken a hit because of that. You can, of course, you can still use them in a normal CAD list like you did before, but the benefits of the Hunter contingent are really substantial, and so you're probably not going to see as many Skyrays now because of that. Broadside's still good. They are still going to be a part of your list, but they are not as necessarily as appealing as they used to be because you have so many other options in terms of what you could do. And one of those options is the big new kit, the Storm Surge battlesuit. And I kind of gave some initial first impressions on the Storm Surge when it first came out. There's a link to that video in the description below, but I'll probably do another video on this later on. But yeah, the Storm Surge, 360 points, has a really big gun. You can opt for one that has a very short range D, or you can go with a longer range 72 inches strength 10 weapon, which is clearly the better choice, hands down. Don't go the D route, go the strength 10 route with this guy. And then he has a ton of missiles. Granted, they're only strength 5, but he could potentially have a lot of missiles because it's 46 strength 5 shots, so that's pretty good. And then he has his supporting systems, and he has these missiles that, if you use a marker light, you can make them strength D, which is, we like seeker missiles, but destroyer missiles are pretty good too. And this is the only way that you can get them is through the Storm Surge. So he only has 4, but that's better than 0. And so the Storm Surge, contrary to what I said in that initial impressions video, I think does bring a lot to the table. And so you have to consider where you're going to put your points, and I think the Storm Surge is very appealing within a list. I don't think you'll see units of 3 of them. I think you will see lists that have 1, and that he's gonna do some work for you. Yeah, especially with his stabilizing anchor special rule, which allows him to, once deployed, it takes a turn to deploy, allows him to fire twice in a shooting phase. So you can't use a turn 1, right, because you have to deploy it at the beginning of turn 1. But then turn 2 forward, if you don't move him, you can fire twice every turn. And yeah, that's pretty good. Yeah. So I really think that the big take-home points about what's changed for heavy support and Lords of War is that A, there is a Lord of War, and he's pretty good. B, you're not necessarily going to need to rely so much on broadsides. And then also Skyrays are kind of, it's not like there's nothing wrong with the Skyray itself. It's just, there's the new hotness, and it's not part of it. So sorry, Skyray, you might be sitting on the shelf too. So yeah, that's it for heavy support and Lords of War. Thanks for watching. Let me know what you think in the comments below, and of course, happy wargaming.